Hey, hey, hey. Hi guys. I'm listening to hopefully I'm not speaking too loud because I got headphones on with music in them. Uh oh, you guys aren't hearing me? Hold on, I got to make sure. Oh, okay. I have to have the system audio muted because I'm listening to Spaz Kid's radio show right now, and he's playing classic music, and of course we'll get Susan will strike us down to hell if we broadcast that. Now here's the if you guys want to listen along with me. Here's oh shoot. I'll give you guys. Oh no, that's not it. Ignore that link. Let's see. Here's Spaz Kid's radio station if you want to listen to it. He's talking about Bob Ross right now. Rich, I wonder if you ever noticed, but once you realize that Kakashi was always late from visiting Obito and Rin and also used his excuses. Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I ever did realize that, but yeah, I guess so. Susan was my ex-wife, so Sicko and says, I don't think I ever really thought about that. That's pretty good. I love prostitute Mickey. She's a killer queen. Yeah, Dragon at his college. Like I say, just click that link. You guys can listen to it. That's what I have in my headphones as we're talking here. Well, I think what he's planning on doing, Jack Wayne, is picking a different genre for each show. But he grew up. I love classic rock, so he grew up around it. So he's got a real passion for it. Bob Ross painted happy little trees while smoking happy little trees. Oh, now he's playing one of my all-time favorites. That's his radio station. That's where he's broadcasting. But that's what the title is about. I'll tell you, I really surprisingly found myself affected listening to him. I think just because it goes back to when he was really little, and like I say, this stuff gets to me. And of course, I was wrestling a heavy schedule when Spaz Kid was born, and people would always ask me, "Red versus Blue?" When at some point, right now I'm enjoying what I'm watching. I'll probably get back to it, depending on how toxic the Red versus Blue fan base is going forward at the channel. Not you. I'm just talking about what I'd seen prior. Um, but anyway, people would say, "Is this the next Curtis Candy?" Oh, thanks, Arthur. I'll pass that along to him. People would say, "Is this the next Curtis Candy?" And I would say, "No. I mean, I got to write my name and address on my underwear so I can get home. I don't want him to demolish himself. I want him to be a thinker." And that's something I told him from the time he was little. You don't need to grow up to be a meathead like me. You don't have to emulate the things that I do. What I would prefer is you find your way in life using your brain, not your head as a battering ram. And now that he's doing all that, I think that's why this really got to me. React to Bruce Stu films. Um, right now, I'm not really looking for anything else as far as recommendations, just because I you guys know how much I love Devil Artemis. I can't get enough of his videos. I want to watch all of the Perfect Cell vids. Anything Da does, I'm nerded out for. And we're also still doing Brandon, and we're also still doing RDC World 1. So when I get through some of those, maybe I'll look for another series, as long as the creators are good with reaction vids. Oh, Alex says, what was the most hilarious video I've ever watched on YouTube? Oh man, there's been so many great ones. I will say this: I don't think I've had a series that is as long and makes me laugh as hard as DA's series does. But there's been so many; it's impossible to say that one's funnier than the other. When you have all the Devil Artemis Perfect Cell videos, when you have things Brandon Rogers has created, like My Japanese Girlfriend, and the RDC World One creations, not only the anime related ones, but the stuff like how lawyers always be getting rappers off and stuff like that. It's, for me, it's impossible to say that one of those is funnier than the others, because they all just about make me have a heart attack. Nuke's top fives. I like Nuke. I've known Nuke, and I have exchanged pleasantries and chatted on social media for years now. He's a good guy. Very good guy. I like Nuke a lot. Is Bruce Stu is good with reactions? Yeah, like I said, at some point I'll get caught up on the things we're doing now. I'll be looking for more. But where's Mike? That's what Ed Stewart's making reference to exactly what I was talking about. That just, it's just that DA's sense of humor, Brandon's, the RDC World Gang, all of them. When you're so simpatico with somebody else's sense of humor, and that's what I find. It's just the things he thinks are funny are hysterical to me. That whole "Where's Mike" thing. Oh my god, that punched me in the face, stopped me right in my tracks as I was watching. It was so goddamn funny. Anime fans are 100% incapable of being toxic. Good call, Iper. How old am I? Show me Bob's and Vagina. I am an ancient 58 now. Jack Queen, has Spaz Kid discovered he's gay at college yet? And would he like to? I can certainly ask. Yeah, we talked about Mark Bark not too long ago, Steven. Yeah, we've been... Mike Hawk is the best. Well done, Wolverine. Braden says, will you be my dad? Yeah, I'll adopt all you guys. Which I've said before, Father's Day will be awesome, but Allowance Day is going to suck. 58 is the new 21. I like the way you think, Multi. I like the way you think. Let me hit you guys with Spaz, just so you guys know what's going on. This is what I'm listening to as we're talking. This is Spaz Kid's radio show. Yeah, Benjamin says, which was funnier, your radio or Racist Mario or Devil Artemis? Again, Racist Mario was a single one-off for me, whereas Devil Artemis, I laugh at all his videos. So overall, Devil Artemis. But as far as putting one thing that's hilarious against another thing that's hilarious, I don't think one is funnier than the other. They're just both hilarious. It's not a podcast. It's actually Nightmare. It's in the studio. It's in the radio studios at his college. Of course, now most colleges have gone to broadcasting on the internet rather than the airwaves for the most part, but they're still considered, radio stations. Getting close to 30. Oh, Zachary, you're still in your prime, bro. Getting close to 30, man. Everything's firing on all cylinders for you at that age. Don't let that bother you. Oh, Poppy, you gotta go to the hospital. That sucks. Lifer says Spaz could always didn't have a face for radio. Sean says, when you all got... Wow. Was that English that was coming out of my mouth right now? Coming out of my mouth. When you're all caught up on everything, you should react to Black Sunshine 1 and 2 by Gonzasm. I've never heard of. The ones that were mentioned prior, I've at least heard of before. You guys just, as we get caught up on all that stuff, just hit me up with them then and remind me, because you guys know how bad my freaking memory is. Just hit me up with them again. But I do want to watch all of Devil Artemis' stuff. And I still got a lot of Brandon to catch up. I got some RDC World 1 to catch up. Killer Queen has already touched Curtis's headset. Yeah, Stuart. Shit's gonna blow up. Killer Queen is turning out to be badass. Right from when I saw that stand, I was thinking that it's going to be pretty intense. And yeah, just a little bit of it I've seen so far, it's already living up to that. What's been just great there? Oh, thank you, my friend. I'm going to call you Eb because I can't pronounce, obviously, the letters. But thank you, Eb. I appreciate that. It's, and he says, respect from Russia. I was telling the gang before, our analytics at YouTube, analytics are one of the few things that YouTube does really well. I wanted to hear how loud I'm actually speaking to you guys. I got the Spaz Kids radio going in my head. The analytics are one of the few things they do really well. And one of the fastest growing areas that we have people coming in from is Russia. I that's cool. I didn't realize there were that many, English keyboards, English setups over there. But yeah, we got a lot of people from Russia recently. Banana pudding or banana bread? Ooh. Got to qualify, man. Banana bread if it has walnuts in it. Banana pudding if it doesn't. Please explain how do I memorize 40 paragraphs for my French speaking exam? Jesus, Instinct. Holy shit. It's lagging him? I've got mine right here. Mine hasn't lagged yet. Oh, shit. I'm listening to Spaz Kid's radio show right now, Emmy. This is his first day premiering his radio show at college. Here. That's the link to it. From South Africa. Oh, that's cool. Futanang. I hopefully I said that close to right. That's cool. South Africa we have a decent number from. Just percentage wise. I stream whenever I can, Cesar. I love streaming. It's just that's been how busy things are, just, keeping up with the 3 videos we post every day at the Goosh and everything we do here. But I love doing live streams. That's why when I knew I was going to be taking a break so I could listen to Spaz Kids radio show, I figured it's the perfect time to get to talk to you guys too. No lag for you either, Jonathan? That's probably on your end, Em? Okay. I try and keep my monitor right up here to keep an eye out for it. And so far I shouldn't jinx this because Susan will come get me. But so far I haven't seen any lag on my end. 19 in December, Benjamin? Spaz Kid will be 20 in February. Hard to believe he's not even going to be a teenager anymore. God damn it. I don't know what Jack Queen's talking about, but he told them a home-cooked meal, a warm bosom, and $1,000 cash. Sounds like a good combo to me, and I don't even know what the hell the conversation's about, but I'm on board. Hey, Renzo. Good to have you, pal. I'm just... Now, as soon as I said there'd been no lag, I got a little bit of a notification here. Assholes. I'm just listening to Spaz Kid's first radio show at his college. There's the link there. But it's 20 already, Cesaro. It genuinely stuns me. It like sits me down when I actually think about it. And like I told you guys at the top, just listening to doing his radio show was hitting me in the feels really hard because I'm just very proud of how he's grown up. Very proud and very sad that he's not my little boy anymore. Hey there, Demon Kid. Poppy says, I'm 18 but still not ready to adult yet. Well, my daughter tells us all the time, and my daughter is 38 now, and she'll say all the time, growing up was the worst decision she ever made. she should have stayed right at home. From Manchester in the UK, Tiff. Oh, good to see you, my friend. My wife and I were talking about that. We're hoping... I don't know that it's going to happen, so I hesitated to mention it. But we've always had a huge UK presence here at the channel. I mean, right when the channel started, I've always appreciated how much UK folks have supported the channel. You guys know I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. The Fighting Irish football team. Their opening game next year is against Navy in Ireland. My wife and I would love to go over there for that game. And if we did, I would let you guys know in plenty in advance and try and get a feel from you folks in the UK of where would be a good, fairly centralized location where we could set up a meetup. But again, that would have, a lot of things would have to fall into place first. But from Germany, hello, my friend. On a scale of 1 to 10, how proud am I of Spaz Kid? Oh, at least 13 or 14. Oh, thanks, Eric. Oh, being Moista Fista was a blast. I appreciate so much DA allowing me to get involved in that. London, Poppy? That's what I was wondering if it would be Big Ben up. Well, it's gotten to be too for us instinct. Even if you respect the fact that most of the world calls it football, over here you almost have to call it soccer. Otherwise, you're explaining constantly that what you're talking about rather than our football. Hey, son. I will. I'll pass that along to him. Heart transplant yet? No, but I got the next heart sitting right here. It's just off screen here. So hopefully, like, if we're live streaming when this one completely dies, or if I'm recording a video or something, I'm hoping to be able to just, I don't know, swallowing it would probably work, right? It'll just find its way to its right place. Moist, Jonathan says. Well, thanks, Ray. I appreciate that. Demon Slayer, we've watched one episode of that so far over at the Goose. Uh-oh. Oh, we lost... No, we just lost... I lost Spaz Kid's feed for a second. I lost the show for a second. We'll get you a hotel for fun. Yeah, but like I say, Protham, it just makes it much easier if you're in America to refer to it as soccer and football, just because it cuts out a lot of the dialogue explaining which one you're talking about. It isn't multi? Well, goddamn, what am I supposed to do with this heart then if I can't just swallow it? I'll cut myself open and put it in for you guys live. I don't have a problem with that. If you don't have at least one or two drinks, they'll think you're crazy swearing after every sentence of the must. That's going to be my big problem, Demon Kid. I don't drink. And I know that over in Ireland that's how you pass your evenings. I'll fake it. I'll just have a Coke there and oh yeah, I'm getting a little lag now too. Well, it's too good to be true. But you guys know me. The way I normally act could easily pass for drunk, so I don't think anybody'd know the difference. Come down to Florida again. We'll be in Florida, son, in December. We'll be down there in December. Yeah, and I Big Green says I can respect that. I personally just refuse to say soccer. Again, I see that as that's not one of the things I bust balls on. I respect that. I mean, you guys claimed the name football before we did, so I have respect for that. It's just it's so much easier when you're in the U.S. to say soccer or you're saying football. Oh no, I don't mean that. I don't mean the Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Rams. I mean European style. It's just easier to say soccer. 2014, Kelsey. It's amazing how fast time goes, isn't it? It truly is. Yes, another Disney trip, son. My this one, I told my wife we need to start backing off a little bit on the Disney trips, but this is one I had promised over a year and a half ago because the whole family's going. I had all promised them all I would take them back, so they all wanted to go around Christmas time, so we'll be down there. Spaz Kid will be coming in a little later because now he's an RA, and when we put together the trip, of course, he didn't know he was going to become an RA, and now he can't leave college until a little later, so he's going to be coming in a few days late. Come to Virginia. Curse, we don't have much stuff here, but we can spit on DC from Richmond. Slick Rob says, I used to go through Virginia a lot, Slick Rob, when my mom was still living in North Carolina before she moved up here. Of course, when we would go down to visit, we'd drive through Virginia. I make it easier by saying European football and American football. Yeah, I get that tip, but Tiff, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Tiff, but I find, at least in my circles here in America, if you say, oh yeah, no, last night I was watching American football, it's like, what the hell you mean American football? They don't even understand that there's a difference. It's just easier to say football and soccer. My uncle owns a number of pubs in Ireland. Every day there's always one fat douche entertaining everyone. I think it would replace him. Yeah, I would love to be adopted in Ireland as the fat douche in the pub. That would make me happy. Different name, football, sport, right? That's exactly what it is. And why we named American football, I don't understand. Soccer makes sense. It's obvious why it's football. You're playing a game. You're playing the game predominantly with your feet. Football, you only kick the ball a half a dozen times during the whole game. I'm just listening to Spaz because oh, he's playing Bohemian Rhapsody. That's why he gave it that nice long intro. It deserves. I love. This is Spaz Kids radio station I'm listening to. Um, I love Queen. Freddie Mercury is the ultimate genius as far as I'm concerned. In casual terms, we call it a kickabout. I never heard that phrase, Poppy. Really? That's kind of cool. Thanks, Shadow Blast. Yeah, the whole cameo thing with Devil Artemis, that was so fun. So appreciated. It's called... Oh, really, Luminary? I didn't know that. He said, I think we call it soccer rather than football because at the time it was called soccer in Britain or something. I did not know that. Gustavo, yes, me too. Gustavo says, I love college football. I enjoy the NFL, but college football is my main line. Yes. Love it. Oh, I'll tell you guys. Tell you guys a true story. I can show you proof on my phone of this. Okay, I don't know. There's an app called DraftKings. It allows you to select a team of players in the NFL who you think is going to have the best days, basically, for any of you who don't know how you do it. Well, you can do it within an individual game as well. And in that game, you pick a captain and then 5 other players. You're allowed $50,000 in salary, and each one of them comes with a price. You have to stay under that $50,000. So that's the tough thing about the game is you got to get the best players at best value. I played on Monday night. As your captain gets 1.5 times the points, his normal points. Excuse me. For some reason, on one of my games, I played a captain, if you can follow me, who's actually a second string running back. He's the backup. But in that situation, I thought there was going to be a lot of ground, a lot of ground game. So I said, you know what? He could end up having a big game. So I made him my captain. So he was getting 1.5 times the points. He ended up having a big game. Now I played 10 games. In all the different games, I was using 2 different value players. One was the third wideout from one team. The other was the kicker from the other team, the Lions kicker. When we came down to the wire, in that game, I used the third wideout. If I had used the kicker instead, I would have won $300,000. Do you know how frustrating that is? I still got the lineups in my phone. Because I had this guy that nobody else had as a captain, and he scored a ton of points, all I needed to do was have had that kicker who ended up having a huge game instead of that wideout, and I would have won $300,000. Instead, I won $150. A kicker, yeah, Big Green, he had a huge game. He kicked 5 field goals, and I think at least 2 and maybe 3 of them were more than 50 yards, and you get even more bonus if the kick is more than 50 yards. He scored a shit ton of points, and my wide receiver only scored like 3.5. I would have won $300,000. I was just like, God, no. Jack Queen and Em are talking about something. I missed it. You send me one and I will watch it and hate it. I don't even know what that's about. That's actually pretty good, Justin. I like that. Why does a mermaid wear seashells? Because she outgrew her bee shells. Is it still Spaz Gator? Should call him Spaz Man. I asked him about that before, Alyssa, and he said he just likes the nostalgia of it being Spaz Kid. He's really embraced that Spaz Kid name, which I'm glad he did, because it's something that you guys all gave to him. Oh, thanks, TJ. Yeah, like I said, being in DA's vid was an absolute blast. Football, the game full of overpaid morons. Alex said. Well, I wouldn't say full of morons. It's got its share, though. The only thing about that, though, is Alex. I never complain about athletes being overpaid because you got to look at it this way: if you don't pay the athletes, the money just stays with the owners because the money's there. I mean, we as a population pay it. So I'd rather pay the athletes who I want to see play the game than pad the pockets of the billionaires who are way more obnoxious than even the athletes could ever be. Sean says Pokemon Go is so popular, even the clan plays it. They're always in the hood looking for dark types to capture. And you sucked me in too, Sean, because at first I thought this. When I started reading, I thought, "Oh, Sean's gonna, you're gonna have a real observation about Pogo." Well, that is a real observation. Can you imagine a bunch of those white hooded freaking hillbilly idiots out there, out there with their electronics, going, "This one's a darkie," Yeah. uh, Kid usually sticks anyway. Like in wrestling, you'd be 50 and still called kid. Right. I agree. McGonagall fan. Yes, and he's really, again, he got attached to that name, and yeah, he holds it with him. Hey, Meerkat. I find your channel just when Spaz left to college. We look back, see. Oh yeah, I saw multi. I just I don't even know how it came up, but I was watching the Quap video we did. It was the first video Brax and I did together on the channel. Boy, was that sentimental for me. Oh, now Spaz Kid on his show. Spaz Kid, that's his link. He went from music to now he's going to do talk. If you guys can, tune into his radio station now so we can listen to what he's saying. We'll discuss it. Are you listening? Cool, Ben. Yeah, let me hit you. He's talking about memes. 2015? Yeah, that's true. I have seen you around here for a while, son. It's just amazing how fast the time goes. It's the Bubbly Talk Show. Yes, I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. I loved it. CDV, loved it. But I knew I would. Like I say, I'm a hardcore nerd for Freddie, so I knew I would. Oh yeah, I agree. McGonagall fan. McGonagall fan. Yes, I agree. I've always been a Queen fanatic. Well done, Spence Kid. Obviously, you can't see, but. Oh, I haven't been streaming much at all, Luminary. Just because of time. I love streaming. I just didn't have time. Yeah, that's his show, Tasneem. Yep, that's him. And now he's going. This second hour of his show is gonna be talk. What's he gonna address? Yeah, he's talking about gaming communities. Yeah, I saw the new Joker movie, Justin. That was good. Spaz Kid and I went to that. We made a point. We went to that, and I'm gonna drive out to his college. We've got to go see Double Tap because we love the first Zombieland. It's one of our all time favorites. Oh, that's okay, Raging Cactus. Some of it could be Susan not giving us shit for bandwidth either, too. It might not be just you because we go through that constantly. Plus, as I started this stream up, XSplit, well, I had a Windows update take place, and now I just saw that I've got to change all my settings back in XSplit to get it smoother for you guys too. Who goes after Papa Curtis? Well, thanks, Igor. or your shower will get waffle stomped. Yes, Mason. That's an excellent question. People are theorizing that the whole of the Joker movie was fake and was all in a mental patient's head. I've heard theories along those lines. And the way it was presented, Instinct, and I don't want to give any spoilers because not everybody's seen it, but I'll just say generally, the way it was presented, there's a lot of room for interpretation. That's as much as I'll say, but yeah. I'm just listening to Spaz talking about gaming community. Is the Earth flat? Well, of course, multi. I mean, obviously, if the Earth was okay, stay with me here, guys. I'm round. If the Earth was round, I would roll. Correct? I want anybody debunk that now. No way that you can. The Earth has to be flat because somebody as round as me. Think about it. If you've got a ball, if you've got a ball. Okay, if you've got a ball, I wish I had. I don't have any balls. If you have a ball and you put it in your hand and then you put another ball on top of it, it rolls off. Earth has to be flat because I don't roll off. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm with you, Igor. I don't either. Of course, it was supposed to be uncomfortable. I agree with you, and that's a good thing. Right. That's what you wanted. I agree with you completely. It hit on all cylinders for me. The Earth is hollow. Big Green says that. I still say I would roll off though. Earth is fucking square. You donkey. Protham says, no, because. Well, it could be okay. Square could be a thing. I might go walking later and see if I fall off the edge. I have balls, Tasneem, but at my age, they're shriveled and saggy, and it's just a mess down there. Would you say you prefer Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix? Oh, right. But the second part of your post, Instinct, is basically my answer to the question. I can't say I prefer one over the other because they did do it so differently. I like Jack Nicholson's Joker too. I thought his was brilliant. But yeah, that's a tough contrast to make because they went about it completely differently. Earth is a big blue marble. Saggy falls just like Bulma's titties. Yeah, Pratham. That's still one of my favorite scenes. Freaking Goku. No tact. Earth-chan is thick, M says. Mel! Oh my goodness, it's so good to see. Maleficent here. This is Miss Mel. We were just talking about, Mel, I was just discussing with the gang how from day one of the channel, we've had so much support from people in the UK. Mel has been with us. We started in 2011, and May of 2011, and I know Mel was with us right from those first few months. Wow, it's so good to see you again, hon. I'm so glad you're able to be in with us. Mel has been with us. Every once in a while, you'll see Steve still pops in every once in a while. Assassin Exization is his screen name. Him and Mel were two of the very first subscribers to the channel. Sean says, whether the Earth is round or flat, you would still roll because of all your blubber, land whale. Well, no, not necessarily roll though, Sean. Just fall over. I mean, because you got to figure if it is blubber, it'll have enough give for me to set up. But if it's round, it's just going to continue. So I would disagree. I have proof that the Earth is clearly either flat or square, as was suggested. Let's see. Hey, Jacob. Hey man, please review Old Filthy Frank stuff again. Good stuff, bro. I'm always willing to watch more Filthy Frank, Jacob. You guys know I love Frank. I think Frank is an absolute legend of comedy, genuinely. And I don't mean just YouTube comedy, I mean comedy. But it's just a matter of, again, I got so many things that I'm watching right now that I'm really enjoying. There's just no place to put anything else in. And I've seen a big hunk, obviously, of Frank's videos as well. But I wouldn't have a problem with going back through at some point and picking out anything that I missed along the way. I think Frank was just absolutely brilliant. Tasneem, I know. I know. Brax completely grew up. It's sad for me. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I never did catch that CDV. I remember when it came out. I never did see it. It's because he died. I don't. You could be right, Igor. He says he doesn't think Ledger would have won the Oscar if he hadn't passed, and you're 100% right. The Oscars are so political and so about appearances. Oh, that's absolutely possible. I love Eric Andre. I know Eric Andre. He's hysterical. That's the only thing to do a reaction video. I've seen a lot of his moments. It'd be hard to find ones I hadn't. I think he's a riot. Let's see. I appreciate you explaining that. I didn't see Mongo's question. Can't put anime reactions on YouTube. Yeah, they've devastated us with anything anime. I'm actually surprised that I haven't had to fight yet about. You guys see that I give you those just little clips to give you updates on what's going on at the Goosh for those who can't be over there with us. When I started doing them, it's like, well, the channel has 0 strikes on it right now. If I have to take time to battle on these, I will. But so far, they haven't come after me, and I'm surprised. Because, I mean, again, we've even gotten strikes on a bridge series. That's how bad it's gotten. That's why I stopped watching the Gotas. Because I kept having to battle off strikes from watching an abridged. Oh, yeah, it was a while ago, Em. Because we had lost a mod, right, Em? We had lost, or we decided we needed more mods because that's when we were watching Naruto and everybody was trying to spoil. And I gotta say, as it came up in the stream, we're talking about, we should get another mod to help out. I never saw such a big influx of people all with the same opinion. Everybody said M's got to be M, and yep, and then we put M on as a mod. In a nutshell, Big Green. Yep, fucking YouTube. I'll wait to say there's no punchline. Yeah, Igor. I wonder if it'll affect how often he can get booked. If they're going to be babies about it. Naruto Sasuke fight at the end of Naruto. I think that's in the last few The last few I had to put, because they were just taking everything down, so I had to put them up at Vimeo and at the Goosh. So I think that one is still up at it's not up at the Goosh, it's in a folder. I put all the stuff because our Vimeo channel got closed too because of YouTube. because of relationship to YouTube. but they're up there. Excuse me, I apologize, guys. Cheyenne says, there's a scientific database for animal farts? There is, Cheyenne? I'd like to see where my farts would fit in that database. I'll put my farts up against anybody's. Michael says, Curtis, I've been taking part in Inktober, a drawing a day for the month of October. If you're interested in seeing deviant.com/Michael / Okay, hold on. Let me put in the slashes. Hold on, let me take a look at this, you guys. Alright, paste that. I gotta fill all this in. Michael Tannick. Hold on, I'm just gonna look at Michael's gallery. I'm enjoying listening to Spaz Kid too. He is doing a good job. I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. All right, let's see if we got it. DeviantArt, Michael Tannick, Gallery, 709-588. Yep, there it is. Oh, cool. 5 suits, the Half-Life Project, and here's Inktober. Oh, these are cool. Aha! I like the half a head one. That's cool. I like the snowflake too. Yeah, that's really well done, Michael. I like those. I like those, especially like I say the half a head one, and the snowflake. For some reason, the snowflake really struck me too. Are you excited for Harrison Ford to reprise his role as Indiana Jones against hopefully, you know, you're not gonna believe this instinct, but I've only seen bits and pieces of the entire Indiana Jones series, and for no reason other than I just never sat my ass down and watched it. I mean, it's not like I don't want to see it. It's not like I heard anything bad about it. I just never got a chance to sit down and watch it, or never took the time to sit down and watch it. Hi, Ivan. Excuse me. Alex, yeah, probably the death battles. Yeah, they'll probably be coming up at some point. Again, we've just got a lot of stuff I'm really into right now, but I love death battles, as you guys have seen because we watched several of them. So yes, eventually they will. Thoughts on Ralphie May? Um, I always thought he was okay, and again, I don't mean to take anybody down, but all humor is subjective. Certainly, a lot of people don't care for my sense of humor. So Ralphie to me was like always he's funny at times, but he's not one of my favorites or anything. Oh, figures, Colton. He says everyone seems to stream while I'm at work. Oh, and here for anybody just coming in. Oh no, I got the wrong thing now. If you want, I'm listening to Spaz Kids radio show as we're streaming here, so I'll give you guys the link to anybody that just came in. There you go. Oh, it's right there, Jacob. Right under my. He's got his own radio show at his college, and it debuted today. So I'm listening to it as we go. Tisname says, "Well, I can't relate to your and Braxton's relationship because my father and I was distant. That's too bad because of his job. He had to live for 11 years out of our home city. Would come home once a week. Oh, that's rough. That's difficult, especially when you're little. And I mean, it's what happens. You know, people got to be able to make a living, and it's sad when things like that are the downside of making that living." Do I know who I'm voting for? What do you mean, Christopher? Uh, Voting for in what? Upcoming presidential election? We don't even know who the Democratic candidate is. It's unlikely it'll be for a Democrat from what I've seen in the debates. It's very unlikely. Put it that way, very unlikely. Anything can happen because, believe it or not, I'm one of these people that's actually willing to listen to all sides. But from what I've heard from the front runners and the Democrats, I probably will not be voting for them more than voting for the other side. And I say for the other side because who knows what's going to happen with Trump between now and then, if it'll be him or not. My favorite character in One Piece is Luffy, BMVS. It's the only anime, I believe, we were talking about this the other day, it's the only anime I've watched where the main character is my favorite character. I love Luffy. Wolverine versus Raiden Death Battle? No, I haven't seen that one yet. Oh, what party do I don't have a party I usually vote for because it's been different. Even like Obama, I voted for him once, didn't vote for him the other time. So I don't have one or the other. Right now, my leanings are definitely to the right because I don't like where the left is going. But, 10, 12 years ago, when the Tea Party was trying to take over the Republicans, I was leaning more left because I wanted to stay away from them. So it all depends. I'm much more of a centrist. I don't like extremism. And I'm not a fan of any type of socialism. And obviously you have a lot of front runners in the Democratic side. That's the way they're leaning, so I lean the other way. Fuck off, Chain. Yes, Cesaro. Devil Artemis is the best, Ivan. He's just the absolute best. Hysterical. Again, I appreciate him bringing me in for that cameo so much. Let's see. Alex, why do you not watch English dub? Do you just prefer English dub anime? If you watch all our series, Alex, it's been back and forth. It depends. I usually go to the community and ask them which they think is better. Unless I have experience with both, like with One Piece, I had heard in clips of the show, the sub and the dub, and there's no way I would watch the dub of that because I love the sub voices. But there are others like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood where the dub was just absolutely brilliant. So it's all individual to me. One Piece has over 1,000 episodes. I don't know, how do you like this? How do I like? I like it because it's right in my wheelhouse of entertainment. I love the characters. I love the stories. Take a look at a cartoon of mine on Vimeo. Okay, all right. Hold on a second, guys. Let me try and get this. Let me see. Spaz Kid's talking about Borderlands right now. All right, hold on a second, guys. Just let me punch this in so I can look at this. Okay, so co-cleaner in chief. Jeez. Clinton. That's pretty rough, Sean. Can I react to America's Got Talent fails, please? I haven't seen that one, but I'd be hesitant to react to that anytime soon because I actually have an appointment to audition for America's Got Talent in a little over a month. So I could end up on one of those videos. So I don't know how I feel about reacting to that. True. Big Green makes a good point. He says, "Don't kid yourself, Curtis. Clearly, the 4Kids version is the best way to watch One Piece." I'm thinking of switching over. 4Kids are a true legend. I mean, how can anyone deny that? And just to get to those, no, I can't upload Naruto to YouTube, Alex. No, there's no way. Again, they're only on. The reason they're on the Patreon is because they were just cutting them down at YouTube. It's that's why they aren't on there to begin with. Because we were watching that whole series on YouTube, and then when the Japanese companies in mass, that's when they really started coming after me for everything. They just started blocking them and filing copyright strikes against them left and right, one after the other. It's funny, Cesaro. As far as having favorite animes, for me, it's become more of a I have levels. Like I have a first level, a second tiers, first tier, second tier, third tier. It's gotten too hard for me to pick individual favorites, so I've more or less put them in tiers. Firewall Dragon says, "I wouldn't have as much of an issue with the left if they were not pushing the socialism and the taking the Second Amendment so hard." That's right where I am. They don't seem to know the meaning of the word compromise. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry about that. That's where I am, Firewall Dragon, because, and again, as I've said, I don't like extremism, and that's for both sides, and that's why I'm leaning right in the current political climate. And I don't believe in things like, I don't think taxpayers in America should pay for health care for people who came here illegally, things of that nature. And every hand on that stage during the debate went up, and it's like, are you kidding? That's just insanity. Where I don't. Does any place in the world do something like that? But yes, I'm with you, Dragon. That's why I am where I am. I think I could convince you to vote for Bernie. Mike, I don't know if you're being serious or not, but I will. I follow politics pretty closely, so I can absolutely 100% guarantee you, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that you could not convince me to vote for Bernie. There's nothing you're going to bring up that I'm not already aware of. I'm going to be doing stand-up on America's Got Talent, CMB. I'll keep you guys apprised if I do okay. If for any reason I did okay at the audition and got a call back, of course I will let you guys know. I've just been putting material together for a club show, an entire show that's comedic storytelling, and so I figured, what the hell, because a lot of that show is actual stand up. So I thought it'd be fun to go try out. I'll take anyone that's not Trump. I'll even accept a rock. They seem to be pretty intelligent, at least more intelligent. See, that's where I get put in a bad spot, man, because I'm not a Trump man per se, but given I'll take his stupidity and his idiocy with the things he tweets if he brings along a lot of his policy against the extremism that's taken over the left. Yeah, vote for Colonel Sanders. Look, says, excuse me, guys. Oh, itch in my eye. Yeah, Colonel Sanders. I would vote for Colonel Sanders before Bernie Sanders. Yes, absolutely. But I'll be honest, this impeachment thing is only making Trump stronger. I think it could go either way, Dragon. I personally, I think the impeachment thing could, with what we know right now, if the Dems don't come up with a lot more, I think you're right. I think it's going to make them stronger. If in their investigation, which already is seemingly a little odd the way they're going about it so secretively and everything, but if they come up with something more substantial, then I think it could help them. Somebody call for Colonel Sanders. Vote for Roy Mustang. Yeah, Cesaro. Yes. Let's see. Rudolph Diesel looking pretty good. What do you think about Mormonism? I actually, years ago, 345, I used to go out with a Mormon girl. I'm not you guys know I'm not a religious guy anyway. So, I mean, I don't put it, I hesitate to give people the wrong impression. I don't have a problem with the religion. Everybody that's important to me in the world is religious. I don't have a problem with religion. It's just not for me. James, I'm just listening to Spaz Kid's new radio show as we chat. Oh, I'm serious. Pick an issue. Yeah, Medicare for all. I guarantee you, Michael, you will never convince me that that's a good idea. Medicare for all, free college for all, any of the freebies that he promises. Let's not forget Ronald McDonald's running against Burger King as well in the 2034. Let's fuck the conflict. I want Curtis for president. Yeah, thanks, Victor. 2034 though, I'll be too old. I don't even want to think about that. What would I be in 2034, you guys? What is this? 2019, 15? I'm gonna be 73. God damn. What the hell? Right? Because that's 15 years. I'm 58. Holy shit. Yeah, I would be 73. Although I say that's too old, but several of the top candidates are all older than that, right? Bernie is, Biden is, Trump is right around there. Hillary would have been. I'll fuck me in the bar, Sean says. The new Bernie. No, Christopher. James, you would probably equal parts love and regret it. James said, I don't know if we would love or regret this Curtis for president. Who's with me? Oh, no, Justin, no doubt. He says, you're going to be 73 still looking for anime titties. I'm 58 now. My interest in titties has never been any more peaked than it is right at this moment. I don't see that ever recessing. It's always going to be a big thing to me. President Curtis Kennedy declares free hookers. That would be more like it, Lex. President Curtis Kennedy would back legalizing prostitution. I think it's ridiculous that it's not legal. I mean, it's always going to go on. Doesn't it make more sense to clean it up and get everybody paying taxes? Well, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. You can't live down them tsunade chesticles. Just to tell my man, you're my favorite YouTuber. Going and see very educated. The RB reactions are unreal. Pick the right winner, not to mention the anime reaction. Great content. Well, thank you, Top Spur. I actually, near the the as I was catching up on the ERB, I had picked a lot of winners, but I had that section. I had a section in the middle there where everybody, it seemed like I picked lost. So I guess it's kind of been a rolling. All I know is every one of them was hysterical, though. So yeah, I don't know exactly what he is now, but I know he's around that, isn't he, guys? Trump's like, I don't know if he's 73, but I believe he's into his 70s, right? 71, 72. Reaction streams, kind of 345. I have a different, you'll see it's a whole different look to it. I have a different program I have to use for it where people can post a video to it, but they only run for 30 seconds because because there's software that takes care of that for me and keeps them at 30 seconds because anything more than that gets the stream shut down. So that's why we had to stop doing them the way we were. Let's see. So did you DBZ Abridged episode 60? Oh, I don't. James, that's been so long, I don't remember. I would say I probably did, but that's been so long ago, I don't remember right off the top of my head. Many people use the "my body, my choice" argument for abortion. Why haven't they used it for prostitution? Yeah, really, Dragon. Yeah, really. And see, that's the thing too. Politically, I don't fit comfortably into either side, right or left, because, well, for one thing, I say I lean right, but I am pro-choice, so they don't think highly of that. I'm an atheist, so the far right generally doesn't seem to like that too much. So it doesn't matter. I don't fit comfortably into either side. So I'm very pro-gay marriage. That doesn't fit well with the right. Well, thanks, Topspur. Oh, I love laughing. I've told the gang that forever. I think that's one of the reasons I love doing reaction videos is I've never known anybody that laughs as hard or as easy as I do. I love to laugh. Oh, pink eye. Dank Pro. Am I saying that? Dance Pro. Dank Pro. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't want to be insulting, but yes, pink eye was hysterical. Oh my God, Papa Franco was just so funny. Michael, like I say, you can explain this all you want. I'm aware of all of it. They're free at the point of service, and the tax increase is offset by the elimination of private tax you pay, so the resultant effects of tax cut. No, it is not. Okay, do you want to talk me personally? I have Cadillac, what's considered a Cadillac plan for health care. I pay this much per month for it. Exactly this much. I go to the emergency room. My max charge is $35. Seeing a doctor, going to a doctor, the max charge is $20. What Bernie's numbers don't even take into account, it's already, we're talking about $30 trillion. And that's with them ignoring the fact that if you pay healthcare providers at the Medicare rate, and the healthcare providers will tell you this, they have said this many times over and nobody wants to listen to them. If you pay them at the Medicare rate, they will go under. They will go bankrupt. You'll have hospitals just barely dotted around the map because so many of them will go out. We can't let that happen. So if you put in Medicare for all, the first thing you're going to have to do is substantially increase the Medicare rates that they pay for health services. Who do you think is going to pay for that? Because at that point, you'll have already exhausted, because everybody, all the left is talking about how we're going to take money from the rich for this, for that, for this, for that. You'll have exhausted the rich. So guess who gets to pay for that increase? Right here. And a lot of us, I'm not the only one in that situation. People seem to think that private insurance doesn't work in America. That's not true. There's literally over 100 million of us who think it works perfectly. So instead of destroying what already works, why aren't they looking for a way to say, oh, good, we got this 100 million people who like what they got. Let's leave them alone and go fix it for those who need fixing. That's why the whole idea of Medicare for all makes zero sense. One of the many reasons. But as far as the money, Bernie's sandbagging like hell on what that's going to cost you. And for me personally, and a lot of people I know, we would absolutely not have the taxes offset. Not to mention that it's going to destroy the healthcare system in the country. But other than that, it all sounds good. Medicare rates are even worse. I have, because of foster care, it's a mess of a system. Medicaid rates, even, yeah, Jacob. Well, and of course, my daughter is multiply disabled. So we've seen all aspects of the system, and again, I don't even want to disparage it. They do the best they can with it, but what major major governmental project have you guys ever seen that run smoothly? Any major government undertaking is never sound. Look at Social Security. Social Security should be as sound as they come with all the money that's been poured into it, but it isn't because our politicians have destroyed it by stealing from it for all those years. The government screws up everything they touch. Excuse me. I also don't firewall. I don't support. I also don't support the stop using oil and natural gas based products because it would cripple this country. In the short term, yes, properly, and a lot of the alternatives are just not truly viable. I think the most viable alternative source is nuclear, and people freak out when you talk about nuclear. So, yeah, it's I don't see what they're going to do. Alpha Alpha even proves government run healthcare doesn't work, and that's the thing, Dark Slaver. In general, it just as a general statement, I don't like the idea of saying, here, let's give the big portion of our money to the government and let them just redistribute it back to us how they see fit. I don't see how that's a good idea at any level, anywhere. There's no reason to believe that they will do a good job of redistributing that money. The favorite waifu tournament, I just haven't had time to get around to it. I'd like to set that up at some point, but I just no time. Those are some fun days, Ivan. The old troll videos on. It's funny you say that because again, I talk about time, so I probably won't get time to do it. With the new Call of Duty coming up, I would love to go back to the old days, the early days, and play a little Call of Duty again. I miss that. No, I still haven't seen Broly Wolverine. I still haven't got a chance to see it. The latest one. Lilith says, I don't trust government, period. Yeah, and I certainly don't trust them, as I said, as a general concept. I do not trust the government to say, here, give us more of your money, and we're going to redistribute it in a way that's good for everyone. There's no way. They have nothing. The government has never done anything to prove to me that they could effectively pull that off. And that's why I don't like socialism, because that's basically what you're talking about. I much prefer a free market economy solution to things. Now, can changes be made to the pharmaceutical companies? Absolutely. Absolutely. In many cases they're out of control, including the amount it costs them, which I'm aware of. They have some ridiculous amounts of research and development costs. But even aside from that, some of the things they're doing are egregious, and the government should be stepping in. But that doesn't mean you need to overhaul the whole system. You don't ruin something that's working for 100+ million people to take care of the ones who it's not working for. You isolate the ones it's not working for and come up with solutions there. That I can say, I'm not a huge Pete Buttigieg fan, but what he was saying in the debate the other night about that was he was 100% right. He was absolutely 100% right. He said, why not work a system to give people who need it access to quality health care and leave people who have quality access to health care alone? He was right. Wolverine says, spoiler alert, 1 + 1 = 2. Lorraine, I'm for Bernie personally, but I appreciate breaking down the candidates and government for your perspectives. I know you played Fortnite too, Nick? No, I haven't. Lorraine, I played Fortnite for a while, and I kind of fell away from it. Well, some other games come out I got interested in. I didn't go back. My grandson's playing it, though. He's what he told me was kind of a mixed bag on it. He likes some of the things. He didn't like some of the others. Excuse me. Christopher Ross says, personally, I think Trump's not good for America, but a good leader. See, Trump's such a tough one for me because I agree with a lot of his stated stances, but the way he goes about things and the whole bullshit with tweeting everything to the world and the ego. I mean, the ego just, there are times where you just can't take that massive ego anymore. Some of the things he says are just border on the preposterous, but for somebody like me, I've got no place else to go in a presidential election because, again, the other side is just gone off the deep end of extremism. Trump's a hot mess. I won't, like I say, as much as I agree with some of his philosophies, I can't disagree with that. It's just insanity, some of the things he does. And it's just like the trouble he's in now with the whole and we'll see exactly what is there and what isn't there. But the whole impeachment thing, it's because he's so focused on taking down the enemy or even the perceived enemy. Listen, if you would just stay focused on doing what the people who support you want you to do and worry less about what the other side is doing, he would stop giving himself so many issues. Sorry, I ruined the 69 viewer count. Freddie says that's okay. We've been going back and forth around 69, Freddie. So whenever it comes in, we all just get a little thrill when we run by it. I agree with that. Yeah, I would vote for Trump over Bernie again for just the reasons I outlined. I don't like socialism as a concept. So when we'll be seeing the new Founding Fathers of America? I heard they have this new yearly program where they call the Purge. I think it seems interesting, whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea, man. I think it's something we should explore. Oh, Smokey. Well, thanks for stopping in while you could. Studying my Facebook. I like that. I like that phrasing. Curtis, you are a net taxpayer, aka minority. The net tax receivers are a growing population to be pandered to. Well, and that in and of itself is a problem. You're 100% right. 345. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Yeah, I have the new Charlie the Unicorn symbol. I already have it on my list. Again, I got so many things I'm watching right now, but I do have that on my list. I want to see that. 69 for president, Sean says. Oh, yeah. Did you guys find Brother E's talking about Curtis? You notice how a few days ago ABC News were using weapon testing videos and propaganda as the Turks attacked the Kurds? No, you know what it turned out to be? Now, the media has got to start shaping their shit up because they fight back against Trump all the time about we're not fake news. And what Brother E's talking about, ABC presented a video saying that it was Turks attacking Kurds. It was war video. It was actually from a shooting range somewhere in Virginia or someplace. Shooting range in the United States. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. These guys apparently have once a year, so they have this big thing where they blow up a whole bunch of shit. It's on a shooting range with high caliber weaponry. ABC posted that as a conflict between the Turks and the Kurds. And you want to be taken seriously? And then they say that it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake because if you look in the original video, you can see people with their cell phones recording it all. And then you can't see that part. They've darkened them out of it when they were trying to pass it off as something else. Knob Creek in Kentucky. Thank you, Lilith. Thank you. It was in Kentucky. It was a shooting range in Kentucky. And they had the balls to post that on their news program and say it was Turks and Kurds. And then they wonder why nobody respects them at all. Are there anything you should disagree with the right on? Yeah, I was just talking about some of them, Hollow. For instance, like I say, I'm pro-choice. Far right doesn't like that. I'm an atheist. Far right is known for being very religious. I'm pro-gay marriage. Far right has a real tough time dealing with that at times. So yeah, lots of things. Asking Elon Musk, he knows. Yeah. Fat boot for president. There we go, Ivan. Dio for president, not just for America, for not the world, Haunted Bagel, the world though. The world though. After Death Note CDV is the second season of Mob Psycho 100, because our pal Alpha was good enough to support the whole first season, so now we'll watch the second season in that time slot. No, I retired, Top Spur. I worked for a local municipality, a local city. I was a truck driver, heavy equipment operator for them for, almost 25 years. But I retired in 2017. Do we D1? Well, like I said, it's just, I'm not anything of an extremist. I don't like extremism. Lucas, I can't post any anime reactions to YouTube. The only thing that might get me to try it again is now that they do have supposedly a new system for copyright claims in place. If I can verify that they're actually going about that the way they said, I might take a stab with another anime series again, just see how it works, but that'd be a little down the road. But as it stands right now, they've driven me out of even doing reactions to a bridge series. Oh yeah, was I a wrestler? Yeah, Curtis, were you a wrestler? Yes, for almost 30 years. Loved it. Loved the business. Freddie, really off topic. That don't matter. What are your thoughts on the state of pro wrestling currently? Great wrestlers, great workers, but at least as far as WWE goes, shitty writing. It's gotten a little better recently. What I've been watching, I don't watch regularly, but what I've watched recently has gotten some better. But the writing has been terrible lately. AEW has real promise. Again, good athletes, really good workers. If they keep going with good storylines and good writing, they could be a serious contender. There's someone behind. Well, the only thing is I've actually got a monitor here, and it's probably a good thing because I can actually see on my monitor what's behind me, because I'm sure at some point somebody will come through that door with a gun or something. As you know, people confuse social democracy with democratic socialism. The thing is, Bernie has too. He's a social democrat, despite what he says. And that's the thing, Michael. To me, tomato, tomato. I know the difference. It doesn't matter the difference. Social democrats are basically socialism light. It's all steps towards something about which I have no use for. No, I think it doesn't matter what the semantics are. I think that free market choices are a much better option. I'm not saying that means you just leave the free market completely unregulated. Government should be there to take care of us. When you got the pharma bro taking a medicine that one week they're saying, okay, this costs whatever, $30 per dosage. Then somebody finds out that you can use it for some skin care, health care, or some skin care, beauty uses. And then the next week it costs $7,000. That's a problem. That's a major fucking problem, and somebody should take care of it. So I don't believe they should be unregulated, but I believe that open free market economy is always going to be superior to giving your money to the government and allowing them to redistribute it back to you. Also, what gets me about it more than anything else, it cuts down on, it makes the idea of excellence is taken away. I like the fact that in this economy, anybody can become huge. Anybody can become rich. If you want to work hard, not everybody will, but having that dream alive is something that should be something that everybody aspires to. Shep Smith resigning from Fox News. I feel it's justified because Murdoch can bar me a day prior. I was never a fan of Shep Smith, and not even his stances. Just excuse me, I never really cared for him as a broadcaster. It's just something about him, just like anything else, just doesn't strike me. But I'm not much of a. There are no major media outlets to watch anymore. I'm not a Fox News watcher, even though I lean right. I don't watch CNN. I won't watch MSNBC because it's all bullshit. It's all just, everything is twisted to fit their own individual narratives, and I have no interest in that. So if I want to learn about a topic, you have to pick and choose your spots. I might get a headline from CNN or a headline from Fox News, but then I go and find out the details on it elsewhere because you can't trust them. Let's see. Curtis is based in Red Pilled. those 3, 4, 5. That's I love how. Well, I was gonna say liberals. Both sides do that. Have all their little catchphrases in there and everything, like based in Red Pilled. That always makes me laugh. The Hong Kong protests. For me, I'm always on the side of anybody looking to achieve their own individual freedoms. Firewall Dragon. I also believe that these pharmaceutical companies need to be held responsible for massive cane killer problems in this country. I think I do. Yes, I think they do need to at least share in the responsibility. I don't think you ever absolve people of their individual choices as well. But yes, they absolutely deserve to share in the responsibility because of the way they marketed those drugs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And again, that's why I don't fit on either side, because there are elements of both right and left within my views. Yeah, I want to see Berserk at some point, Christopher. It's been the Berserk '97 has been brought up to me a lot, and I would really like to see it. Let's see. CDV, MAH. Do you mean MHA, My Hero Academia, or Naruto? As of right now, Naruto, but we'll see. MHA is still unfolding. Take care. Okay, Caleb. Get eye drops right here next to me at all times. That's the one downside to making 4, 5, 6 videos a day every day. I sit in front of this computer so much. I used to never have bloodshot eyes ever, unless I had a night where I only slept a few hours. But outside of that, never. And now it's every day. I'm pouring eye drops in my eyes every day because of sitting in front of the computer screen. Anyway, the 4 cent, I found your channel. Oh, thanks, PLF. I appreciate that. Spaz Kid's he's got his own radio show on at his college. Let me give you guys the link once more. He's making some good points about gaming. I like it. Top 5 anime. Like I say, I've gotten to where I don't even really rank them anymore because it's too difficult. The most I do for rankings with anime is I have like my top tier, my absolute favorites, and they're in a group, and then that middle tier of stuff that's been really good, and then a third tier. But I've yet to watch an anime that I haven't enjoyed, and that's because I have the advantage of having you guys suggest them all to me. So, hey, Ulfric, did I say that right? Hi, my friend. Stuff for sub anime. Some of what we react to is sub, some is dub. It all depends on the individual anime, which way I think I want to go with it. No, he's just got a radio show, Freddy. Especially sounds like gaming guru right now, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He is, and he's making some good points. He's doing a hell of a good job. I'm proud of him. This is why weed needs to be legal on a federal level. It does a much better job than these painkillers ever could, and with no side effects. Well, even if not weed itself, the extract at least. Yes, I agree, Dragon. And I don't have any problem with weed being legalized. My only issue with it is if they're going to legalize it, and many states have now, that it has to be included in the laws we have for drunk driving as far as the penalty being as extreme. Because the one thing weed does is definitely, for most people, slow down your reactions. So to get good and baked and go out driving is wildly irresponsible, and I don't want to lose somebody I love because somebody made that choice. But outside of that, I don't have a problem with weed being, just because I'm not into smoking weed doesn't mean that it's something that somebody else shouldn't be able to do. Brother E, so Mulvaney told press Trump had stopped aid to Ukraine and asked him to investigate the Democrats. It's like back and forth tense between both parties. Yeah. And the thing is, Brother E, this whole thing, no matter how it comes out, has been blown entirely out of proportion because it's what the Democrats finally decided to hang their hat on. Because we knew they were going to try to impeach him since he was put into office. They've been talking about it. This is where they've decided to hang their hat, so everything is going to be amplified. Is this actually as big a deal as everybody's making out, no matter how it comes out? No. Even if you find out that Trump did, and you can remove him for it, you did, if the worst thing he's actually done is that he tried to get some dirt on a political rival. So, Michael, I disagree with your take on this, but enjoy the discussion. Is there a way for us to continue, or do you want to agree to disagree? I'm not on Twitter. Twitter's where I spend most of my time, Michael. Although, really, I've even gotten to where, even on Twitter, I try and pull back from too many in-depth discussions, and it's just a time thing. I love having these conversations too, but I just don't have the time to devote to them. Like, when I end this stream, the whole rest of my day is going to be, I've got a whole line of videos I need to edit, render, get uploaded, and it's just a time thing. I enjoy having these conversations. I mean, as far as agreeing to disagree, he did a good job. As far as Bernie, there are some things that I might be able to persuade it on. As far as Bernie or any elements of true socialism, you will not change my mind. I'm well versed enough that I can guarantee you can't change my mind. I just want to text Spaz Kid. Favorite series to react to? Again, Top Story, I don't really rank things. I've enjoyed everything so much. It's I almost feel like I'm disrespecting one of them when I put one of them at the top. Thank God I'm kidding. We get legal weed. Christopher says, "Well, we're getting more and more states that have it legalized now. How many? I don't. Somebody here might know. How many do we have? We got several now, right? I know Colorado does. I know there's several that do. I'm not that I'm not somebody that's really into weed, so I don't follow it that close. But we've got several states. Spaz Kid did a really, really good job. I'm really proud of him. Very proud of Spaz Kid. I think he did a great job. What am I most proud of Spaz Kid for, Chris? The human being that he's become, James. He's a much better person than I have ever been or ever will be, and it's not even close. He's just a good person. Rank your top 5 bananas to it now, hey man says. If you look up their account, they're a different gender now. I'm confused. Yes. Well, actually, I actually had a friend. Well, Fat Girl Studios was talking about when you were friends with someone over the internet a few years ago. You look up their account, they're a different gender now. That happened to me in real life. I had back when I was doing sketch videos and stuff, and I would enter videos into contests, things like that. I had a man who he was a friend of some of my wrestling buddies who was just getting into wrestling school and stuff, and he was into acting, so he came in and did a spot in one of my videos for me. And nice guy and everything, but we didn't really stay that close in touch until he surfaced on social media some years later as a woman. I was like, oh, okay, so that's okay, that's where he's been. So that's happened to me in a real life encounter. My favorite color is typically black, Nicholas. I don't know why. I've always just liked. Maybe I'm just really basic. Sport. I'm up. Sephiroth for any type of anime, whatever the guys suggest to me. I would imagine at some point we'll be getting. Oh my God, why is his name gone out of my head right now? Just because I know of all the interest in it. Not Baki the Grappler. The boxing anime. Why is that name gone out of my head? Jesus Christ, I hate when I do that. But I think you guys know what one I'm talking about. I think we'll be getting that at some point at the Goosh, just because it gets talked about so much. Yeah, I did see the Joker movie, Warren. It was good. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it a lot. Oh, Justin. Did you hear about the constipated accountant? He couldn't budget, so he had to work it out with a paper and pencil. Hajime no Ippo. Thank you, guys. I knew you guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, Hajime no Ippo gets discussed so much over at the Goose that I think someday it'll get voted in. Plus, you guys that were with us in the old reaction video streams know we watched a lot of clips of it. It looked really good. I would tend to completely agree with that, Matthew, at least at this point in time. He says, no external force will ever destroy America. Only civil war between the right and left might. Yep, completely agree. Could not agree. At least we are currently at a stage, as far as militarily and everything, that we're not untouchable, but we're powerful enough that I don't think anybody's dumb enough to actually engage us. So given that, you're right. What could and actually quite possibly could take this country down would be the battle amongst ourselves. I completely agree with that. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. My favorite JoJo protagonist and part. See, I don't know yet, CDV, because I'm still going through it. That's something I'd wait till I've seen, or at least caught up. I know it's still ongoing, but caught up to it so I can have a better perspective. Excuse me. Favorite series to react to? Again, I don't really have a list per se. There's been so many that have been so good. I want to see a new political party arise to actually see the left and right freak the fuck out so they actually begin to get worked on. I'm with you, Nicholas. The problem is we get these third party candidates and they're always extremists or wackos. I mean, because the Green Party is extremists. I mean, they take environmentalism to a whole ridiculous level that nobody takes. No significant number of people will take them seriously. And then, oh gosh, oh, names are just not my friend today. The libertarians, they run candidates like that Yazoo from New Mexico, who was just, you watch one interview with him and it's like, this guy's batshit. I mean, they just got to come up with better candidates. Justin, what are the 3 shortest words in the English language? Is it in? Chris Pear, eat a dick and sit on a pie, or eat a pie and sit on a dick? Pie's involved, so I got to eat the pie. Whatever else comes along with it. I love pie. I'm eating the goddamn pie. Whatever else happens, happens. Sean, you're libertarian? And that's what I mean. The libertarians, I don't have any issue with any more than Democrats or Republicans. I same as Republicans and Democrats. I agree with some of what they believe. I disagree with others. But they got to run better candidates on a national scale. They really do. Asking the real questions here, yes. Oh, absolutely true, Nicholas. Well, I also think many of the third-party candidates are smeared publicly by news outlets that are owned and ran with Democrat or Republican bias. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. But somebody like the libertarians, they've got to find a better candidate that doesn't seem so off the wall. That's for sure. Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to go. Spaz Kid show's over. And like I say, if I don't get going, I'm never going to get my editing and uploading done for today. This has been a blast. Again, guys, I never stop streaming because of choice. It's just because of time. As soon as I can get back to another stream, I most definitely will. This has been an absolute blast. An hour and a half stream. That's the longest one we've gotten to do in ages. I had a really good time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the good conversation. Thank you for supporting Spaz Kid and his radio show. I really appreciate that. And I'll get back to another stream as soon as I can. Meantime, I will see you in the videos tomorrow. Episode 6 of Perfect Cell versus All for One goes up. But until then, pom-foo, pom-foo. Sticky stuff for everybody. We'll bang flashily like our boy Buggy. But most importantly, and forever, is goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.